wide field. So anyway, maybe we'll do something on health and medicine in Asia. So I'm not going to take too much more time. Thank you for coming tonight.
Great, thank you.
You could put slides back there.
Really, thank you, Wayne, for your time and showing us this clip. And I know you really rushed to get us a clip, so I appreciate it. You didn't have to. That was shot, I think, what, in 2 or 3 days, a couple weekends? San Francisco?
2 weeks.
2 weeks in San Francisco?
Quick film, yeah.
Quick film, yeah. So I'm going to take this chance to also thank Wayne, who's a member of our board, and also our other board members. So we have, I'm going to go by who's in my line of sight. Parveen Jain, please stand. And then we have John Ruse, please stand. And then we have Anita, where's Anita? Oh, there, Anita Yu. Miss anybody? I didn't miss any. I always feel bad. My brain is frazzled now. Yeah. And then, yeah, okay. So next up are our talks, lightning talks. So hang on one second, I'm going to get my list. So first up will be Anne Xing, who's again one of our leaders in Asian health research at Stanford, and well known in the community. And you know, welcome her. She's one of our great colleagues in the School of Medicine. Please. They're going to take away the food soon, so please go ahead and mill. Nobody will get offended because it will get wasted otherwise. So please mill and get the food.
Okay. Hi, so I'm Nancy. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So I actually retired from the National Cancer Institute. I have done studies in 4 continents, but today my charge is to talk to you about the work that we're doing in the Bay Area and also in Asia. And I guess you can see it's not very hard to identify that why I am very passionate about research on Asians. And I want to thank Brian and Rafa for including me in this very exciting pickup. Thank you so much. My charge is I'm going to talk to you about liver cancer just a little bit because Sam is here, so I shouldn't talk too much about liver cancer. And then there's the lung cancer in never smokers, and also the studies that we have on well Asians and also well Asian American. So this is a paper that we published just very recently, about a month ago. And so in this analysis, these are the hotspots in liver cancer that we identified in the Bay Area. So our work going forward is to develop effective prevention strategies and to target these hotspots so we can actually minimize and lower liver cancer mortality in this area. Of course, we're going to collaborate extensively with Asian Liver Center. See, I put Sam up there. He's my favorite because he's the expert in liver cancer and also hepatitis. So I'm not going to talk very much about liver cancer today. Just want to tell you that we are also working with Sam on these areas. And also, if you want to chat about liver cancer, we can do this over coffee, or if you prefer, Chardonnay. Just want to tell you a little bit about, in terms of liver cancer, in addition to viral hepatitis, there is a new emergent risk factors for liver cancer, which is obesity, metabolic syndrome, and also non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. And this is going to be focus for our future research. And we are currently using metabolomics profiling to identify specific markers related to liver cancer. So we will be able to use that for prevention to identify for risk stratification. And we're also working in Mongolia and also in Taiwan using circulating tumor DNA for early detection. If you want to know more about liver cancer, it just so happened in 2 weeks, October 17th, we have a conference in Berkeley, and the registration is only $20, and it covers 2 days of food. And also, we have a very good presence, so please register, and our registration will be open until the date of our conference. So come join us. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about lung cancer in never smokers. This is a very important topic, but it's not a very sexy topic in Caucasian population, because if you looked at in non-Asians, only about 20% of the lung cancer come from never smokers. But if you focus on Asian specifically, about 50% in Asia, 50% of the lung cancer is related to never smokers. Of course, it's related to gender. So in women, actually in Taiwan and in China, 80% of the lung cancer come from never smokers. So it's really very important that we understand what are the risk factors for never smokers. In the US currently, if you treat lung cancer in never smokers as a separate entity, disease entity, it is the 7th leading cause of cancer death. Of course, total lung cancer is the first leading cause of cancer death. So these are very important conditions. Unfortunately, because it's relatively rare and it's mostly in Asians, so in this country, a lot are already alluded to that. There's just not enough research data. So other than family history of lung cancer, we actually do not know very much about causal factors for lung cancer in never smokers. I mean, there are suggestions like passive smoking, exposure to radon, air pollution. These are the factors could be related, but together they don't really explain very much of the lung cancer in never smokers. So this is an area that we really need to work on and to focus more. Survival is very poor. Most of the lung cancer are diagnosed fairly late, and so for 5-year relative survival is only 18%. So therefore, early detection is very important to improve survival for lung cancer. This is low-dose CT, and there is the NLST trial. So the data suggested that in heavy smokers, if you have LDCT screening, your mortality will be reduced by 20%. But that is only for heavy smokers, and currently for never smokers, because there is no trial data on never smokers. So currently there is no screening guidelines for never smokers, and this tremendously impacts Asian population because there's a lot of never smokers lung cancer in Asian population. And so we are actually currently using metabolomics markers trying to identify a subset of never smokers at high risk of lung cancer, so we can actually do risk stratification and risk prediction and for these people to receive LDCT screening. One other thing we would like to do is in the Bay Area, because this is a rich population with a lot of diversity, so this is really the best place to launch an LDCT screening among never smokers in this country. And so this is something that we should try to work together and do that. So that is lung cancer. I actually want to also, it's too bad that the Dean Miner is not here because everything he talked about, cancer prevention, precision health, is exactly what we're doing. So I'm going to send my slides to him tomorrow. So he can Okay, so I want to talk to you a little bit about the initiative from Stanford Prevention Research Center. We have a well study, and this study is, we are shifting the paradigm to study how can we help people to live longer and better and to improve quality of life and also their well-being. And then we have actually started to study the determinants of well-being in Asia. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out how to do this thing here. Okay, got it. All right, so currently we have 3 countries in Asia, in China, Taiwan, and Singapore, that we are developing cohorts in, with very extensive data collection and also biobanking. And in 2019, we are adding a new member from Thailand, so we will have 4 countries from Asia for the wellness study, the well-being studies. We also have a site in the World Bay Area, and this is initially mostly a Caucasian population, but because it's really very important that in addition to biochemical molecular factors related to well-being, we also want to study the interplay between gene and environment interaction. And so we felt it's very important to develop a companion cohort in the World Bay Area, Asian Americans. So we wanted to recruit 10,000 individuals in the World Bay Area for Asian American to serve as a comparison, a group, and then we can also do cross-country comparison. So in order to develop or test the feasibility of doing a study in the Bay Area in Asian American, we conducted a pilot study in May in 2018, and we received overwhelming response from the community. So we are very encouraged that we can continue to do this, and so we currently actively seeking support for this study. And this is our website, so please visit our website and to explore the studies that we're doing in the Bay Area. I don't have time to talk about this, so I'm just going to show you that these are the wonderful team that we have and the wonderful time that we had together. And in 2 weeks, we're going to meet again in Hangzhou to talk about our well studies and also our plan for 2019 and going forward. This is a longitudinal cohort study set, so we will continue our data collection for several years to come. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Everybody up, everybody up. Thank you, Anne. Sorry, we got to be a little draconian about the time. I apologize, but what we can do is if the presenters, if anybody objects to sending out their slides, we can cut them, but if you don't, we'll try to put them on some sort of accessible place for you to download them, so that way, if you want to see them later, and also maybe if we can come up with a list of studies that are recruiting, that'll be good, so that way, we can really publicize those. So next up, Julieta Gabiola, good friend of mine from primary care, doing excellent work in the Philippines.
I don't do very well on this lightning talk. So, when I first came here, I was a nurse and I was an immigrant and I could hardly speak English. My first exposure in the ICU as a nurse, I was turning a patient and I told him, please turn over and I'll remove your shits. So he screamed bloody murder and said, I did not shit on my bed. I said, no, I didn't say that. And the nurse sitting next to me said, well, honey, yes, you did. I heard you. So in our country, in the Philippines, we don't have long E. It's E. So the next day, I'm here again, having to turn the patient. So I said, Mr. Smith, could you please turn over and I'll remove your bed linens. So that was my, So anyhow, this lightning talk. So I'm a professor of medicine at the medical school, and I teach the practice of medicine as an educator for care. We're the touchy-feely professors in the School of Medicine. So today, so I want to, within the next 3 minutes, I would like to basically spread the contagion, and the contagion is giving back. So why do I do this kind of work? So it is this medical mobile clinic that goes to the different communities in the Philippines, and currently, this was launched more than a year ago, and currently we have already 16 barangays, which are the small community, covering about 30,000 people. So it is this type of work that I'm so excited and inspired about. Of course, we didn't begin this way. So out of this year, we collected from a cohort of 227 patients who actually returned more than 6 times to the clinic, and we saw this, 49% improvement of their blood pressure and normalized, and then there was also a 30% improvement of the blood pressure here. So why do I do work in the Philippines? Well, I'm a Filipina, and I come from this very beautiful country of the Philippines, but I didn't see these areas because I grew up really very, very poor, like a community like this. And so we didn't have money to go travel, let alone money to even have food on the table. So I'm really excited to do this work in the Philippines, and the reason being of the increased prevalence of cardiovascular in the Philippines. 1 out of 4 has hypertension, more than 60% have hyperlipidemia, and more than 80% of the women now have at least are overweight and obese. And these complications of these chronic diseases can be prevented, like stroke, heart attacks, and kidney failure. If you go to the Philippines,